Everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel, and the question for today is brick wall. So let's read the problem statement first. So there is a brick wall in front of you, okay, and the wall is rectangular and has several rows and several rows of bricks. So all right, and the bricks have same height but different width. What does it mean by that is that the height is same and the width, that is the length, is different. All right, and we want to draw a line, vertical line from top to bottom, crossing the least number of bricks. So that's the question statement that's given to us over here. I know it's kind of a bit tricky, like what wall and how the stuff, but let's see. All right, so this wall, it's not like the wall that given to us. It's if in the form, it will be in the form of matrix. Yeah, for visualization purpose, that's it's written over here. And given to us the height of the each brick, that is the same, but the width, that is the length, differs, and the length is given to us, that is 1 2 2 1. All right, I hope that clears the statement. And yeah, let's move on further. So the brick wall is represented by the list of rows. Each row has a list of integers that I just said, with that represent the width as we go from left to right. All right, and if your line go through the edge of a brick, then the brick is not considered as crossed. You need to find how to draw the line to cross the least number of bricks. So if it passes through the edge that is given over here, that means it's not crossed. But if it passes through a brick, then means it's crossed. So we have to, kind of make a line, and we have to cross the least number of bricks, and we have to return the number, how many least number of bricks that we can cross. Alright, many of you would be hoping this test case as well, but that's not the case over here. We have to look in their wall only, not the outskirts. All right, I hope the statement is clear to everyone. And yeah, that's the thing I was talking about here. Yeah, you cannot draw a line, in which case obviously cross no bricks. All right, I hope that's clear. So at least one would be the answer, that would be we would be passing over as a solution. All right, I hope that's clear. Let's see the example that is given to us over here. All right, so as you can see, it's visually more easy to just to make a line crossing the least number of bricks. Why we don't draw a line over here? Because it passes the 3 bricks, not 2 is the least we can get. So yeah, I know the question looks kind of a bit more tricky, but believe me, the more trickier the question, the simpler the approach. That's one thing you should keep in mind. All right, and if we are not able to get anything from the question, like how we are going to solve it, that is intuitive method, that is how we are going to write the algorithm for it. We just look at the constraint. I hope if you are watching my previous videos as well, you would know that I would suggest heavily to just see the constraints one, because there are hints, there are corner cases that are present over there only, and it would be much more beneficial to us to make a code that pass all the test cases. All right, so yeah, now let's see the constraint that are given to us over here. Okay, so yeah, so the width of the sum of bricks in the different rows are the same and won't exceed integer dot max. So the width in the different rows are same and won't exceed. What does it mean is, let's see, 1 plus 2 3, 3 plus 2 5, 5 plus 1 6, 3 plus 1 4, 4 plus 2 6. Obviously the length would be same. Why? Because it's a rectangular wall. Alright, so we can fix the given number only, and the sum won't exceed the integers or max value. Now this is the main hint that is given to us over here. We will see in the approach how we are going to use this hint to make our intuitive approach. Many times people ask how the intuitive approach is based. I say that by looking at the constraints. Alright, somewhat in the question as well, if the question is of dynamic programming, there would be a maximum or minimum something asked, or a greedy approach would be there, or like searching or sorting. And I have told us that how we can know, if you have watched my videos, you will know that how I told you that if there is O of n approach for it, and how we cannot reduce it, because some things require you to pass through the whole string and to get the answer. So that's why I've told in many videos as well that how O of n approach could not be reduced further, because in interview the person expects you to justify that why you are using this approach and why you think is the best approach. So I have given the answers for that as well, and you should watch my previous videos as well. So yeah, so I hope the hint is, I think, is this first point. Let's see the second point, maybe we can get more hints. So the number of bricks in each row is range from 1 to 1000. Obviously it would be 1 from 1, not it can't be 0, because it won't be a brick, then length won't be. So yeah, so the length would be from 1 to 10,000, and the height of the wall is range is this. So the height wall this, and this is given. All right, and the number of wicks on the wall won't exceed 20,000. I think that not much of the constraint that is we are looking for over here. So yeah, this I would say is the pretty much the constraint that we were about to look. And yeah, I let's see the approach for this problem and see how we are going to use this hint to make our answer. Yeah, so here is the question that we have over here, and yeah, this is the question that we have over here, and that's going to how we are going to solve. Let's see. So as I discussed, that some could be the hint, so let's see how. And one more thing, don't think that we can draw a line like this, so it has to be in between. I know it's not given, but yeah, it's a much of a common sense kind of thing. Alright, let's move on. So yeah, how sum could be the beneficial factor. So yeah, let's see. Basically, we don't have to find the bricks to cross, we have to find the gaps to cross. All right, so yeah, so the first gap occurs at one position, the second first gap occurs at one position, the second gap occurs as 1 plus length of this brick, that is 3, third position, and the next gap occurs at 3 plus 2, fifth position, and the last gap, that is we are not seeing that, so up to here we will process. So 1, 3, 5, that is the gaps when we process this row. Now processing, moving on to the next row. So the first gap would be after the position 3, then it would be after the position 4, and then it would be after the position, that is no, 2 gaps only, so 3 and 4, because last gap we are not seeing. All right, yeah. So okay, I hope this is clear that why we are not seeing the last gap and we are moving from the first gap and not the zeroth one. Okay, yeah, I told it earlier only. Now again for that one, then this is the first gap and then is the second gap. All right, now for this it is after second position and only one gap is there, and for this it is after the third position, then after fourth position. Okay, and now after first position, then fourth position and the fifth position, 3 gaps in the last row after processing. So I have written row wise over here. All right, now how we are going to process this data? We have calculated the sum, we have just grabbed it. Now basically what we are going to find is the number of edges lying over here. All right, if there is a gap at third position, or if there is a gap at mostly at fourth position, as we can see. So basically we are going to just hash mapping this, that is we are going to just map this. Why we aren't using hash map over here? Because it's not like it's 1 to 20 given to us over here, it's gonna be large number, so it's not like hashing is required, that is for particular numbers, so 1 to 100 or 1 to 10,000, some can be in any form, so we require mapping. So basically we are storing the count for this. All right, okay, so for I hope the people know the difference between the map and a hash mapping, because in hash map we are defined as a particular array, it's not a dynamic data structure. It works as like that only, but its representation is hash map only, but it's a dynamic data structure. Whereas a hash map, when we initialize it, it's kind of more of a data structure with the length of the array given specified. All right, so here we don't know the length of the array, we know that it's gonna be up to the word like max n, so we are going to take it hash map of that. Okay, I hope that's clear. Now let's keep the count. All right, so 1 is occurring how many times? 1 is occurring 1 time and 2 times and 3 times. So 1 is occurring 3 times and 3 is also occurring 3 times. Now 2 is occurring 1 time, 5 is occurring 2 times, and the 4 is occurring 4 times. So the maximum is 4. All right, now 4 isn't our answer. Why? Because we have to find the number of bricks that are crossing. Number of bricks would be the edges minus the length. So if the length is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, then 6 minus the highest count, that is 4, gives us the answer 2. I hope the example given is clear. How we are going to solve this, the approach is also clear to everyone. If you are still facing any difficulty, when we'll see the code, I think all your doubts. Here is the code, like how we are going to solve it. I hope the approach is clear to everyone. Now let's see the code. Okay, so yeah, so this is the class solution that is given obviously. So I have told you why I have taken map. I have not taken hash map. I have explained it earlier also. The best this variable does is it's done nothing but it gives the maximum count. All right, and this is the function that is given to us, and this is the helper function. So basically what we are doing is we are just passing the one row to this function, and it just calculate the frequencies of the edges, and it stores in the value in the map. Alright, and we get the maximum, and the maximum, since the best, that is the answer, is in the global variable, so it's updated that likewise. And at the end we just might subtract it. I told you why we are subtracting it, because at the question we given the line passes through the edges, so if we have to return the number of edges that are passed, then we have to return this variable, okay, maximum number of edges, correct me. And since it's given to minimum number of bricks, so that's the subtraction of the size minus the best. I hope that's clear. It's a pretty much easy code to understand as well, and let's try to submit it and see. Yeah, so as you can see, it's accepted. So if you are still facing any kind of difficulty, you can go down, ask me in the comment section. I'll surely reply to each one of you. Alright, and if you like this video, please press the like button, share this video among your friends, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.